This is a story about love, sacrifice, and a promise that never dies. It's about two young people, Charlie and Sandy. They didn't have much money. Most weeks they barely had enough to keep the lights on and food on the table. But even though life was hard, they loved each other with all their hearts. And this is their story. Charlie and Sandy lived in a small little house at the edge of town. Money was always tight. Some days they would sit at the kitchen table counting every coin they had, wondering how they were going to make it through another week. But Charlie loved Sandy more than anything in the world. Every morning he would wake up and tell himself that somehow, some way, he was going to give her a better life. One morning, Sandy was at home making breakfast. Charlie walked over to her, wrapped his arms around her, and kissed her gently. He smiled and said, "Don't worry, Sandy, things are going to get better." Then he grabbed his coat and headed out the door. Sandy smiled and watched him leave, never knowing what was about to happen. As Charlie walked through town, he noticed a large sign hanging outside a racetrack. The sign read, "Grand prize 1,000 pounds. Charlie stopped and stared at it. 1,000 pounds. To most people, it might not have seemed like much. But to Charlie, it could change everything. It could pay the bills, it could put food on the table, it could help Sandy finally stop worrying. So without telling her, Charlie signed up for the race back at home. Sandy had no idea. She was simply waiting for Charlie to come home. Later that afternoon, the race began. Cars roared around the track. Charlie kept pushing forward, lap after lap. He fought to stay in the race. He was doing well, better than anyone expected. Soon he found himself in third place. The crowd cheered as he chased the leaders, and suddenly, everything went wrong. Charlie lost control. His car spun across the track. There was a terrible crash. The crowd fell silent, and sadly, Charlie did not survive. Hours later, there was a knock at the door. Sandy opened it. Standing there were two police officers. The moment she saw their faces, her heart sank. One officer gently removed his hat and said, "Miss Sandy, we're very sorry. Charlie was involved in an accident today." Sandy shook her head. No, that can't be true." The officer lowered his eyes. "I'm afraid Charlie has passed away." Sandy burst into tears. The room seemed to spin around her. The love of her life was gone, and she didn't know what she was supposed to do next. Later that night, Sandy sat alone in the quiet house. The silence felt heavier than ever. No laughter, no footsteps, no Charlie, just loneliness. She sat there staring into the darkness. Then suddenly a bright light filled the room. Sandy covered her eyes. And when she looked up, someone was standing before her. It was Charlie. She rubbed her eyes in disbelief. "It's not possible," she whispered. Charlie smiled softly. "It's okay, Sandy. I'm okay. Jesus has taken me home. I'm sorry. I really am. I tried my best to provide for us. I wanted to make things better. I wanted to give you everything you deserved. A tear rolled down Sandy's face. Charlie stepped closer. I love you, Sandy. And I always will. You have to keep going. You have to keep living. One day we'll see each other again. Sandy reached out her hand. Please don't go, she cried. But Charlie simply smiled, a peaceful smile, the kind she had always loved. Then the light slowly faded, and Charlie was gone. Sandy sat quietly for a long time. The tears still fell. The pain was still there. But deep inside, she felt something else. Peace. Because she knew Charlie wasn't suffering anymore. She knew he was safe, and she knew his love would never leave her. In the weeks that followed, life wasn't easy. But every time Sandy felt alone, she remembered Charlie's words. And somehow she found the strength to carry on. Years later, she would often look toward the sky and smile, because she knew this wasn't goodbye forever. It was only goodbye for now. Some people leave this world far too soon, but real love doesn't end when a heartbeat stops. It lives on in memories. It lives on in promises. And it lives on in the hearts of those left behind. This was the story of Charlie and Sandy. A story of sacrifice. A story of devotion. And a love that neither time nor death could ever take away.